Welcome back. It's your boy Jayke. Yeah, man. I got me a sleeper right here. Power Stone for the Dreamcast. Way ahead of its time back in the freaking day. And this is, to me, one of the all-time classics that put the freaking Dreamcast up on the map, for real. My opinion. Along with some other stuff, too. You know, Sonic Adventure, etc., etc. But, you know, let's not waste any time, and you know the deal. Welcome back, y'all. Let's get to it. Look at this, man. Way ahead of its time right here. Look at that. That is a nice design of this Dreamcast control, man. Oh, this just brings back so many freaking memories, I tell you. Alright, let's just try to run through it. You know, let's see. Let's go straight to the arcade, man. It's my favorite character right here. I always picked her. Everybody else is good too, but I always like to pick Rouge. This game right here, to me, man, was pretty much like Smash Brothers. You know what I mean? For the Dreamcast. You know. And yeah, man, just freaking good game overall. Just like it. You know what I mean? I really, really like this game a lot. Look at that, one hit. Not a lot of weapons, you know, unfortunate, you know, unlike, you know, Smash Brothers, you know, they had a variety of weapons, you know, respawn and stuff like that. This one, you know, not too much of that, but it's still, and I'm pretty sure I have it on a high setting, you know, where I, you know, to the point where I want everything to just start dropping, you know what I'm saying, but you know, it's really, you know, not a lot just happening right now, you know. Because by the time, you know, when you have weapons dropping and stuff like that, because your main focus really is just get the power stones and then, you know, turn into your ability or what have you. You know, and it's like, you know, what do you want to do, you know? You're not overwhelmed, you know, like on Smash Brothers, you know, to where if you can turn it all the way up, you know, weapons just drop it just like that. But here it's just kind of just mild, you know. And like I said, I have it on a high setting, you know. But as soon as I get the power stones, within like seconds, you know, you see, you got something just came out of the chest. But I'm just want to get the stones right now and do my specials, and that'll pretty much be it. I always like the damage to go up. I always have my damage settings to the max, you know, so I'm just flying through here, you know. I've always, you know, would set the settings in fighting games with high damage, you know, one special move will take pretty much all your life, you know. I don't know, we always used to do that, me and my brothers, you know what I'm saying, when we play, you know, fight games and stuff like that, so. Let's see what's in here. Yeah, see, this is the same, you know, rocket launcher gun or whatever. But it is, you know, it is a good game, you know. I only played this, you know, with my brother, but we didn't, you know, everybody else, our other friends, we didn't like. I guess they didn't like it, you know what I mean, as much as me and my brother, you know what I mean, so it wasn't, you know, competitive, so to speak, just me and my brother, but that's about it. But that was good enough for me, you know. But however, you know, our friends, you know, they were in the Street Fighter, so we definitely played a lot of that, you know, together. It was the four of us, you know, which was always fun, you know. You lose, you give it up. I got next, you know what I'm saying? If you don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna miss the spot, so you always gotta say, "I got next." You know what I'm saying? Or if it was like a good match, even though you do got next, you definitely had to run that back. You know what I mean? And wait a little bit extra. You know what I mean, for another match to end or whatever like that. Because that always happened if the match was really really close. Even though you said you had next, the match was so good, you had to run that back. You were like, nah, I got to get my get back. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of that. You know what I mean? A lot of win streaks too. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the matches. I'm talking about Street Fighter right now. The matches kind of went so quick. Because we always like our damage all the way up. You know what I'm saying? So unlike it being on the default setting. But yeah, that's how we played, back in the day. Now I don't think we do that now, but yeah, that was good times, man. Good times, you know. I've never played the second one on Power Stone 2. Never really, I've seen it afar, but never really was into it. It definitely looks different than the first one. Plays different. I know the frame rate is not the best. You know what I mean? But you gotta look past that. If I spend more time on it, get to learn about it more, then I might develop into liking it. But like I said, we had this first, so it's hard to, gonna take the other one over this one, but we had this, what I mean, and so, but I do have the second one on here, but I don't know, just always been a fan of this one though. I take this one over the second one, any day. But yeah, like I said, this game was way ahead of its time. Way ahead of its time for sure. See, we're already almost at the end. And then they had another mode on here. I guess you can you get 3 stones or whatever, you turn into you transform. They had a mode, they had a different setting in the settings where you can get 5 or 6 of them. You know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, that's just outrageous. You know what I mean? It was just, you'll never transform into your superpower if you know what I mean? Especially if you're, playing competitively, get 5 or 6, you know what I mean? You might as well just, I don't know, I'm just blabbing, but, I thought that was just kind of, pointless to have that set, though, It would take forever. The match would already be over, you know what I mean, by the time if you even get a chance, you know what I mean, to get all the stones, because like I said, it's weapons and all kind of stuff, the rocket launcher, see that? Yeah. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite Dreamcast games for sure. Love this game. Love this game. I actually got 2 of them. That's how bad I like this game. You know what I mean? But yeah. And the graphics was, golly, man. The graphics on Dreamcast was one of the best, One of my favorite systems, One of my tops, seriously, Jack, shoot. Oh boy, I think he's got this one. Nope. But my favorite system all time is Super Nintendo, I definitely put that. That's number one. You know, I gotta put Super Nintendo as my all-time favorite, though. You know, over regular Nintendo. You know, everybody has their preferences, but yeah, Super Nintendo is definitely my favorite one. You know, Dreamcast definitely top 10. You know, PS2. You know, and then everything else below that. You know what I mean? They're all good. PlayStation 1, 360. 360 was definitely really nice too. You know. Yeah, but Super Nintendo is definitely my favorite ever. Ever. I mean, I got shirts and all kind of stuff. You know. That was pretty much like the first system my mom bought me. That was mine. You know. So yeah. You know, as like I said, as the modern technology is going on, you know, Super Nintendo was definitely the system that I would buy back. You know, I definitely bought that back a few occasions. You know, and it was just nice looking. You know, back in the day. But now, you know how it is. You know, on these televisions now, they're amazing. You know, it still looks good. You know, it still looks good. HD. I mean, widescreen, full screen. You know. But yeah, oh, look at that. Lock in right quick. Cracking me. No. Yep. Take my glasses off for this dude. Oh, man. Yeah, he's just gonna be jumping around. That's the thing about her. She's so weak though, you know? She's very, very weak. Throws slow, you know. But you do your special, it'll make up for all of that. See that? It makes up for it. I forgot what we were even talking about. But yeah, oh yeah, so we were talking about what the modern, how the classics look now on these modern, televisions and stuff like that. Back in the day, I used to always, when I would play a emulated retro system, you know, on an HD TV, I would always put it in full screen, widescreen, you know, because, you know, I didn't like the black bars and nothing like that. You know, I was like, you know, just too distracting. Like, CRTs were 4x3, and it was, you know, they didn't have no black bars on the CRT. And but drawback of it, it was a full screen, but it wasn't like 16:9. So then it would kind of look, it was a full screen, but it would kind of look flat, you know. But now I really, you know, the black bars, I don't too much trip on that no more, you know, like I did back in the day. Special. You see that? It didn't work. But yeah, she's super weak. Super freaking weak. But it's all good though. I definitely want to get him in that special. I'm gonna try to get him in that again without him trying to smash me, take it all my life. Let's see if I can draw him in there. He's just jumping around. Yep, got him. See how much that punch took? Look at that. That's ridiculous. But yeah, I don't mind the black bars no more. You know? So, I mean, if it looks freaking clean, then I'm good on that. But if it's a widescreen, full screen, then yeah, I can definitely do that. You know, because now looking back, you know, now looking at it, you know, if it's a full screen and it's flat, that means it's not 16:3. I said, nah, I can't do that. I gotta be spamming this thing. But yeah, it just looks really good nowadays. It looks really good. Just sitting there. Yep, that was it. That was the end of this game. But this is, like I said, this is an all-time freaking classic. I tell you, you know, I can't say enough good things about this game. Definitely way ahead of its time. And man, I just wish they made like another one that's like this. You know, maybe a third one or something like that. You know, I just know about this one and the second one. You know. Like I said, back in the day, I didn't have the second one. We just had this one. And, but yeah, man, like I said, I'm pretty sure the second one is good, you know. If I spend some time on it. You know what I'm saying? Then I might enjoy it. You know what I mean? But yeah, this one is, yeah. Thumbs up to this one right here for sure. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. But yep, that is about it for this video. This is Power Stone for the Sega Dreamcast. Way ahead of its time, like I keep saying. But definitely, man, a good game that, you know what I mean, y'all should play for sure. You know, one of the best Dreamcast games out there, seriously. You know, no doubt about it. You know, no freaking doubt about it. So, I appreciate you guys for, you know what I mean, coming and visiting me again. You know what I mean? We got Power Stone right here. Just have to run through it right quick. You know what I mean? And you already know. I'll see you in the next one.